How's everyone doing? Great. Hey, enthusiasm over there. All right, so there's still some room in the front, which I've bribed people with stickers. So you guys sitting in the front, you guys get some stickers. We got about 2 minutes till we get started, and we thought it'd be great to kind of get a feel for who's in the room. So if you identify as like an admin, could you raise your hands?
Wow.
Welcome.
Whoa, that's almost everyone.
I know. How about some developers? Love that. I love that. Any partners in the room? SIs, ISVs? All right. We'll talk a little bit about features that would be useful for you as well.
Yeah.
Still some seats in the front. 1 minute. Where's the clicker?
Oh, there you go.
I have the clicker. I have the power. All right, let's get started. Hello, everyone. Still some seats in the front for those coming in. All right, if you are here to learn about Lightning Flow and how you can jumpstart your experience with some Salesforce Labs solutions, you are in the right place. Everybody excited? Yay! I know it's still early. I hope that you had a chance to have some coffee. Before we get started, I'd like to share a slide that you'll probably see many times today. It is the forward-looking statement. Please make any purchasing decisions based off of features and products that are publicly available today. All right, everything we're going to share today, though, is already available.
Yep.
Yes, all right. So we would like to start off by thanking all of you. Thank you for taking time out of your day to come to this session, to invest in your learning, to connect with those around you. Everyone in this room is interested in Lightning Flow and Salesforce Labs solutions, so you already have something in common. And with that, you're probably wondering who's on the stage. So my name is Sharon Clardy. I'm on the AppExchange team. I help lead the Salesforce Labs program. And that's a program where we encourage employees to build solutions and share them on the AppExchange for free. And I will let Henry introduce himself.
Yeah, and my name is Henry Liu. I'm on the PM on the Platform Flow Automation team.
Awesome, and Henry's going to kick us off.
Yes. So the agenda today is that we're going to go through Flow, Lightning Flow, and also look at AppExchange and see how both of these can work together. So here on the Flow team, we base our product strategy based on the premise that everyone wants a digital experience, and our customer wants it, our employee wants it, and for the people that have the digital experience, they are able to have much better customer satisfaction, and also the employees have much better productivity as well. And we believe that digital experience is the driver for the consumerization of IT. So what is a digital experience? Digital experience is a seamless interaction. Since we live in this digital world, if you want to replace your credit card, you probably just want to go on your mobile app and click on a couple buttons to have that on its way to you. My personal experience with a good seamless interaction is with Amazon. So if I buy lots of packages online, and when I want to return them, I can go onto my mobile app, click the product I want to return, print out the label, put it onto the package, and leave it at my front door. And that's all I have to do, right? So then the UPS person comes over, pick it up, and when it's processed, I automatically get my refund. So that's a great consumer experience. Now, behind every seamless experience, there is a process, and we all know this process could be very complex. There could be multiple different decisions, and based off the decisions, there might be different actions that you want to take, and there even could be multiple ways to solve the same problem. And as you probably all know, building this experience is even more complex and is more difficult. And first, you need to know the business model, then you need to translate that into a process, a business process logic. Then from there, you need to figure out, well, what kind of system that you need to integrate together so they can talk to each other. Then after you have all that, then you can actually build an experience on top of it. So here at Salesforce, we know how hard this is, which is why we have Lightning Flow. Lightning Flow is a point-and-click builder that allows you to build that digital experience, and it allows you to also connect different systems across multiple systems, so then you can automate across them, and also you can surface these workflow at any touch point. So let's go into the details for each one of these. So we have two different builders. We have the flow builder and the process builder. So flow builder is for you to build that visual experience where you can have multiple different screens and have a complex logic behind it. Our process builder is a criteria-based builder that allows you to automate those back-end logics, similar to if this, then that. And since all business process, you probably want to update across multiple different systems for those records in the other system. This is why we allow you to use any of these integrations tool that we have available on Salesforce. You can use the platform events, which is a pub/sub, center pub/sub architecture within Salesforce, and you can connect to external apps and also internal product as well. And you can also use the external services, which is a external endpoint that you can connect to, and this is all declarative. And for the bigger project, you can use the MuleSoft, which is our Anypoint platform solution. And if you want to build any custom integration, you can write Apex as well. So this is all available in Flow. Now, once you have your business logic and your system integrated, then you can expose your workflow at any touch point. And what this means is that you can take that workflow, put it into your community for those self-service use cases, or for your agent, you can put this into the Lightning console so you can improve their experience as well. And we see across multiple different companies are using this in many different ways across many different verticals. And we saw that there's actually a huge adoption around the automation of these processes. We have over 125,000 active orgs using this, and they're processing over 200 billion events per month. And it's not stopping there. We also see that in the last 18 months, there's a 500% increase in the number of processes as well. And since there's so many different ways that you can build these different business logic, we are now introducing you to flow templates. And flow templates is a way for you to build that pre-built business logic and business processes, so you can jumpstart building your automation so you don't have to start from scratch. You can look at the industry's best practices, so then you can pick the right one for your verticals, and once you pick that, you can actually customize it and tailor it to your specific business needs. That means templates are packageable, they're editable, and for ISV out there, you can push upgrades to your customer as well. So now Sharon's going to talk to you about AppExchange and how that all fits together.
All right, thank you, Henry. So Henry just talked about flow templates. Those are pretty cool, right? Yeah, I'm pretty excited about those as well. So with the AppExchange, you can think of that as a way to get solutions that are already built for you. So there are times that there's build, and there's times that there's buy. There's also times where there is install for free, and that's where Salesforce Labs comes into play. So the AppExchange, who here has installed a Labs solution? A few of you. AppExchange solution, partner solutions? All right, there are, awesome, thank you for installing those. There are over 5,000 solutions on the AppExchange today, and that's a lot to weed through. Like, even I haven't checked them all out yet. And so with the AppExchange, we have intelligent recommendations. So there's actually, if you haven't been there recently, there's now a new tab, and we're going to show it to you, that's called Recommended for You. So based off of what we know about your organization and your browsing history, we're actually going to surface up some solutions for you to check out. So some of those will be Salesforce Labs solutions, and some of those will be awesome partner solutions. And with the AppExchange, we have solution categories. And so why don't we actually talk about that for a minute. Solution categories are a way to look at different types of solutions. So we're here talking about Flow, and we're going to show some of those. But we also have apps, Bolt solutions, Lightning data, as well as a number of other types of components available to you. And many of those are available inside of Flow. And so we have actions and screen components as well. And so those AppExchange solutions have been installed over 6 million times. And so they're tried and true. We saw many people raise their hands here today on that they've used those solutions. And one of the things that we love about the AppExchange is being able to hear feedback. So I encourage you, if you use solutions, to please use the review feature so that partners and employees can hear from you. So the AppExchange is the home for Salesforce Labs. So if you want to find a Salesforce Labs solution, you have to go to the AppExchange to check those out. One of the things that's different about Salesforce Labs solutions is that they're all built by employees. And so they are shared for free as is open source solutions for you all to use. We hope that they are solutions that will either solve a problem that you have, inspire you to create your own solutions, or help you learn new technology. We're always encouraging employees to create solutions using some of our newest products so that you then can check them out. We also have a GitHub repository where we encourage many of our employees to share the source code of the solutions that they've built so that you can see how they created that and either then extend it, you take the source code and make it your own and customize it how your organization needs, or you can say, like, I'm going to learn how they did that, and I'm going to go make my own creation because I have a different use case I need to solve. And so there are over 250 Salesforce Labs solutions on the AppExchange today. We created 40 new ones last year. We're on track to beat that this year, so we're competitive, so we want to try and get 50 this year. And so we do say that you want to check back often. You can follow us on Salesforce Labs on Twitter. We're always sharing the new solutions that are coming up, as well as some tried and true solutions that we know customers love. And with that, why don't we actually jump into a live demo, take a look at the AppExchange. All right, so here we're on the AppExchange, and we talked about in the top navigation, there is the recommended for you. So that if you want to check out to see what Appy recommends for you based off of our intelligent recommendation engine, you can check that out. But right next to that is the solution type. Let's click on that. So here we can see the different solution types that you can browse on the AppExchange. And we're going to look about the flow solutions. We can take a click on that.
It's loading.
It's loading. It is a live demo. All right, so now we're on the flow solution page, and we can see that those flow templates that Henry was talking about are right here at the top. So there are already some flow templates from partners that you can check out today. In addition to that, we have flow actions, which are building blocks to build your flow solutions. And then as we scroll down, we'll start to see a theme here, and those are a bunch of Salesforce Labs solutions. So those are solutions built by employees that are up on the AppExchange that you can use. And let's take a look at one. Let's take a look at the Flow file and video player. So when we go in and click on the listing, we're able to see the assets that the employee or a partner has created. So oftentimes that'll include a video, like a little demo video, so you can see what the solution is, or some screenshots. You can check out reviews, information, and then documentation. And if you wanted to get this solution, all you need to do is click on the green button. You can say, get it now. And then you log into your org. We do recommend best practices here that we want you to install this in a sandbox or a developer org first, not production first. And so we've actually already gone ahead and done this and installed this solution inside of an org. You guys want to check it out? All right, let's do it. So when you go into after you've installed the solution and you go into your org, you can go see the installed packages, and then you can scroll down and find the solution that you've installed. And you're able to then click on that and see the components that makes up that solution.
Go.
All right, and so then you're able to click on View Components, and you can see that, and say, yep, this is exactly what I thought it was. I've installed, everything is here, and then you're able to just say, like, I want to go check this out. I want to go try it. I want to use it. So how about we do that, Henry? Let's go build a new flow. So let's say we have an example at, we'll call it TDX Corp, where we want to build a flow that's going to share a video as part of that flow process. This is a solution we think might be able to do that. So we'll go create a new flow that's a screen flow. We want to show screens to our users. So we'll grab a screen and drag that right on. And then on the left, we're able to see all of the components that are available natively inside of Salesforce. But as you scroll down, you'll see custom components. And this is where the solutions from the AppExchange will show up. So there is a YouTube player component. We can drag that, put that on the screen. You'll see that there are some customizations that you can make. You want to give it a name. You want to say, like, I want to show this video. And you can customize that information. And then we can go fill out the names so that everything has a name. And then save this flow and try it out. So we have to connect the dots. So we can say from start, we want to show this video. And for this use case, we just want to see what this component does. So that's all we're going to do. So we'll save it. And then we'll run it. Oh, we'll see that the flow builder has popped up a warning. It's just a heads up that the screen component that we've included requires Lightning. So if you have a user that is in Classic, this isn't going to work for them. Thank you for that. And then let's go run it and see what happens. So since this was a pretty straightforward and simple flow that we've built, that's going to load in just a second.
There you go.
There we go. So now we can see this video, and we could click on play. And they got an error because the code's not right. Awesome. Rock on. It's all good. It's all good. So that you can actually put whatever YouTube video that you want to include here, and it'll just show up. So this example is just saying that you want to take these components. You can see that this was something you installed. You didn't have to build this component yourself. You were able to just drag it, drop it on the screen, and customize it based off of what the lab creator had built for you. Now, how about we go and look at an end-to-end process? So Henry's going to walk us through a demo from the other perspective, from an admin who's built out a full process, and we're going to see it from the end user's perspective.
Yes. So I'm going to show you the agent experience as a new billing agent experience, and then I'm going to show you how, as an admin, you can customize it to your business needs and then expose that workflow to your agent. So here, I'm on a case record. There's multiple ways that you can get a case into the system. And once you get that in, the agent have multiple ways also to pick it up. So you can auto-assign them. You can pick it up in the omni-channel in the queue. But here, this is already assigned to me. So let's take a look at what the agent would see. So here, there's the case information that we saw that, hey, like this person wants some refund or partial refund because that the service was intermittent and they want some refund for the money that they have, right? So then now what's going to happen is, well, this new agent, we don't know exactly what to do. You can go through the knowledge article to read about all the things that the past cases have created, or you can actually use Flow to guide that user experience. So here at Salesforce, we want to give that better experience for the agents so they can learn about the business process and also satisfy what customer wants at the same time. So here, normally you probably won't have 3 of these Flow components, but I just want to show you the option that you can get. So on the top, there is the action and recommendation. This allows the agent to choose from specific flow that you have tailored to them for this particular case. Now, if you want to be more direct, you can use these inline flow components that will choose the right flow for you to go through, or you can use the launch build agent assistant, which is a custom component that we built so you can launch a flow in a modal. So let's go through that. And first, we know that as the agent, I need to verify the contact information so I know the person is who they say they are. So we're going to do that. And Sharon's going to put in her phone number. You can bug her about stickers afterward if you memorize her phone number. So the system's going to send a verification code to her phone. And once she gets that, the agent will put it in to verify. And once verified, we see, okay, so this person is the right person, so we can continue with our troubleshooting. And here, the next step is to actually go to the contact record to see more details about this person, this customer. So let's go back and see, well, how do we actually put this flow into the screen? So as an admin, I'll go into the app builder, and we see that there's 2 standard components on the right, and you can drag and drop from the left to the right side. These are the standard recommendation action and also the flow component. Then we have this custom component, which is called launch flow in modal, so you can drag and drop into anywhere on this canvas, and all you have to do is set that up, just point to the right flow. So now actually, let's go into details about how do we actually build this flow. So if we go and click on the existing flow called billing agent, then you'll see this is a very simple flow that we have. First, there's a screen, then we'll get the case record ID that the flow is on, and when we get the record ID, then we can start storing the case information into a variable, so we can use that later. So here we're storing the contact ID and the contact phone number. So now, once we know if there's a phone number, here's the decision tree. If there's no phone number, go to verifying using PIN code. But if there is a phone number, then we will go through the authentication step that we just went through. And once we have that, then the popping over or going into the contact record is this standard component called OpenSObject. And all you have to do is populate this with the record ID, and then it'll go into that record. Internet's a little bit slow, it's okay. So let's take a look on how you would actually debug this process, because we got lots of feedback saying, hey, like I don't know what I'm actually building and no way to test it. So we have this debug tools where you can put in the record ID, so then you know this is the record that we're going off of. Then when you start through these flow, then you can now see all the information on the right about the variables that are getting assigned, the steps that we're going through, the different decisions that were made, so that you have all the information while you're building this process. So now you have a pre-built process. Now I want to make this a template so any other admins can start with this exact thing. So you don't have to start with this blank canvas. And all I have to do is check this checkbox saying that this flow is a template. And once I have that, then when I start a new flow, when I create a new flow, now that flow is now available in the template section. So you can just start with the existing one, and you'll be able to edit it and also be able to improve on this as well. Cool, so now, Sharon, you're gonna go through some of the Labs app that we used in this particular demo.
All right, thank you, Henry. So that was pretty cool, right? How easy it was to make that a template, just checking the box, and now it's available for you to use as reusable assets inside your organization. Now, if you have solutions that you want to put on the AppExchange, like maybe you're a partner, one of the partners that raised their hands, you can actually package up those templates as well. So as we saw, these flow templates are available here. So let's scroll down, and in the demo that Henry showed, we had actually a few different lab solutions that were included in that. So one, which I think was probably fairly obvious, was the phone verification solution. So actually verifying a phone number and being able to get an SMS message sent to the contact and then getting a code back. So one thing to note about this lab solution, that it does require access to Twilio. So while the lab solution in code is available and free, you do need to have an account with Twilio in order to use this. One of the other solutions that was in the demo was the service agent script. So those blue boxes that you saw inside that were kind of sharing some guided information to the service agent, that was used with this lab solution. So you can customize the features on that, some colors, but it's a pretty straightforward, simple screen component that you can drop into your flows if it's something that you want to use. One of the others that you might not have seen, it's actually not on this screen, was the button that we showed where it launched the flow in a modal. And the reason why it's not in the solution by type is that it's actually a straight Lightning component. It's not actually something you include inside your flow. It's something you're using to get to your flow. So we did want to cover that in here because it is important to think about the user experience. And so Flow has a lot of ways that you can customize it to resonate with what your users want to see. And so maybe clicking buttons and seeing that right inside the screen that you're on is how your users want to interact with the Flow versus the inline experience that Henry showed, or even launching to another screen like the actions and recommendations would. So it's just giving you that flexibility to launch a flow and what way works best for you. Anybody here have drop-downs that you need to share inside flows? Yeah, a few of you? So sometimes showing a drop-down would be exactly what your users need to see. And other times, your users actually would want to see an image instead of all of the text that's included in the drop-down. So Flow Magic Pick List does that for you. So it's a component that you can put inside your flow that you can show images along with some text if you want as a different way to visualize those drop-downs inside of the flow. So user experience, we know that different users connect with information differently. We showed the flow video player, so some people might want to see a video when they're going through a flow for a process that you're automating. Others might want to see a drop-down as images instead of text. Some of the flows you build might not be as simple as the ones that we shared here today. They might actually be really complicated, and I suspect that many of them will be. And so when your users are going through those flows, sometimes they might not know where they're at, how much is left to do in this process that I'm working on. And so customizable header and footer with progress indicator is a solution that can help with that. So you can actually share a progress indicator with your users inside the flow to say kind of where they're at in the process. Am I just starting? And am I almost at the end? And do I have a really long way to go? And so it's just sharing with them the context of where they are inside of that process. So if you do have those more complicated solutions to build out in flow, this could be something that could resonate with your users. We do know that data quality is really important. And so address information can be one of those areas where information isn't always entered in accurately by our users. And so with the flow address picker, as you're typing in the address inside of your flow, it reaches out to Google Places API and will auto-populate and verify that address. So you can get your address information entered consistently and accurately. It also has the option to display a map in the component if that's of interest. So that can be a solution that might help get address information in so that the quality of your data inside of your Salesforce remains accurate. And then there's one other solution that we included in this demo that you didn't see, and it actually uses Process Builder. So that is Round Robin Assigner, and that is a solution that takes any object, in this example was a case, where it will anything with an owner, it will assign to members of a public group evenly distributed. So it'll just rotate through the members of the public group and assign that. So that's just another way to go around assigning information. So it could be cases, or it could be a custom object that you built as well. And so with that, those are 10 lab solutions. As you can see, there are even more. You could show knowledge articles inside your flow. We have new ones that are being shared all the time. So this is something you can check back frequently to see what new employees are creating for labs. And with that, we will pop back over to the presentation. All right. So, as many of you know, actually, do we have any Rangers in the audience? Congratulations, I love it. So for those of you who are not Rangers yet and you're eager to get more badges, this is a great way to extend the learning that you had from this session. There is a trail for Automate Your Business Processes on Trailhead that covers Lightning Flow, Flow Basics, Flow Builder. So a lot of information that can really help you get started and launch your experience with Flow in Trailhead. And so you might be wondering, this was super cool and I want to learn so much more about Flow. You can. This is just the first session on day one. There are many more sessions here at TDX that you'll be able to learn about Flow more today and tomorrow. Definitely encourage you to check out more solutions, more sessions. Most of these sessions are recorded as well. So if you're not able to get to it here, you're able to watch the recording afterwards. And then lastly, I'd like to encourage you to go visit us at the AppExchange Vista, which is right around the corner by the exit escalators down, where you can share solutions that you'd love to see on the AppExchange. So you can actually have a chance to get an Appy doll, which is super fun. Also watch demo jams. So we actually will have a Salesforce Labs demo jam at 4 o'clock in the Vista Theater, where the creators of 5 lab solutions are actually going to demo their solutions, 3 minutes, no slides, so that you can see and even meet some of the creators of a lab solution. And then, of course, this social. Salesforce Labs is on Twitter. It's Salesforce_Labs. And we are always sharing new solutions. And then, of course, there's all these awesome ways that you can learn about Flow. And with that, we'd like to thank you and open it up for questions. The session is being recorded, so if you do have a question, we can ask you to go to the microphone, or we can actually repeat it on your behalf. Does anybody have any questions? Yes, a question in the front. The launch in a modal Lightning component is available on the AppExchange. So if you were to actually search launch flow in modal, it would come up on the AppExchange. Is a question? No, go ahead, sir. Oh, is that not on? It should be on.
That's
okay.
I mean, one of the challenges that I have with AppExchange, right? Like there will be many solutions or many solutions for the same problem. So typically what happens is like I have to download everything. Like I will download something and then realize that, hey, this solution is not for me. So from Salesforce perspective, like do you have any plans for like incorporating videos or having, I know the documentation is extensive, but still like unless we see what we are going to get, I don't get a good idea of what that product is about. So how are you planning to enhance it?
The question was around being able to understand when looking at the AppExchange, which solution is the solution you want to want, because there are multiple solutions that attack the same problem in different ways. So we do encourage, like from a Salesforce Labs perspective, we do encourage employees to build videos, but these are not their day jobs, right? These are things that they're doing for like a passion project. Many of our partners do include videos on their listings, and as an AppExchange as a program, we do encourage them to do that as well. We'll continue to kind of share that messaging. I also think the Trailblazer community can be a great place to go to hear from other users who are using solutions. So if you haven't explored the Trailblazer community, that can be one where I know people talk about AppExchange solutions there. But yeah, no, I mean, sometimes you just gotta like spin up a sandbox or a dev org and have some fun.
Is there a programmatic way to launch a flow modal, like through events or anything, or do we have to use that package that you mentioned, the button that opens the modal?
So you can launch a flow in multiple different ways, and like even platform events, you can launch a flow. So what's your question about?
Like if we're building something in LWC, so the accepted way to do it would be to launch a platform event and have the flow listen to it?
Yeah, that's one way, or if user wants to launch it, they can do that as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The launch flow in a modal also has an auto launch. So as soon as the screen renders, you could launch the flow automatically as another option on that component.
Thank you.
Hi. In Flow Designer, obviously it's drag and drop, point and click. Is there any modifications coming down the road where you can actually use the arrow keys and any keyboard functionality for it?
That's a good question. That's a good feedback. Let me get back to you on that. So yeah, come to me afterward. We actually have some experts in the back over there. We can ask them.
Hello.
Hello.
So that lab app that guided a user through a process, is it possible to get partway through and have them exit and then re-enter at a later time in the same spot?
Re-enter, no. So you have to pause them. So you actually would, if you click out of it, you'll lose the spot.
That's too bad.
Yes, okay.
It's good feedback.
That's good
Thank you.
feedback, though, so thank you. We'll take it.
I was waiting.
So the question was other ways to keep up to speed with labs. So we do have a landing page on the AppExchange for Salesforce Labs that we are rotating like the newer solutions in probably on a quarterly basis. Twitter is currently in events. So we're at most world tours. We'll share like what's new from Salesforce Labs. And we also write blog posts on the AppExchange. So we probably come out with a blog post maybe once a month.
Is there any correlation with releases? Or is it just kind of ad
It is very ad hoc. So it's really, these are solutions built by employees that are like, they have a passion project. It's something that they've worked on, that they really think the broader community would benefit from. So they decide to go through the process to share it. They go through the same process as our partners, so they all go through security review, just like our partners do.
I actually have a very specific question about the round robin. Are
Okay.
you both pretty familiar?
I will do my best. If not, I will have to pass it on to the creator.
All right. Do you know if there is a way, or is there criteria in it that makes it record type specific? So, for instance, we have about 15 service teams in our org. If only one team wants to round robin, the way I've been doing it now is with an auto number, and then all the ones go to you, all the twos go to you, and so basically an assignment rule.
You should.
So it's not actually equitable because there's 15 boxes. There's 15 boxes, and so it's really all of the cases get a number no matter which box. So sometimes there's like 10 twos and 8 threes and 7 ones and stuff like that. So I was wondering if it was more equitable with the.
So I think I would have to play around with it, but I think you should, in Process Builder, you should be able to create the decision trees based off of record type to go to different public groups.
Yeah.
And so then if the record type is A, then go to public group A, and then evenly distribute them. If it's record type B and they don't want to use that process, they're doing something else, then you could build that out that way, or just not have them in the decision tree.
Okay, because right now it's equitable over a long time sample, but if you look at it like at a week at a time, it
not
doesn't
equitable.
look very equitable at all.
Yeah, I would recommend trying it out in a sandbox and playing around with it, and then you can reach out to us on Twitter or post a review on the AppExchange, and the creators do see those reviews. So if you do share feedback, they can't always, it's not their day job, so they can't always incorporate the feedback, but they do like hearing it. Any other questions? Well, I'll be over in the AppExchange Vista for this afternoon and most of the day tomorrow. It's been a pleasure talking with all of you today. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you.